Hello everybody and thank you for watching. My name is Kyle Alderink. I'm a PGA golf instructor with the Todd Sones Impact Golf Academy. And in today's video I'm going to show you the benefit of a proper lower body action, but more importantly that there's different lower body actions based on what your ability is and what your body's able to do. So I'm going to show you some of the top players in the world and how they utilize different lower body actions. So there's really three. There's what we call a two-post golfer, there's a center pivot golfer, and a one-post golfer. So I'm going to take you through the three different ways from some of the players who are, like I said, top in the world. On the left is Adam Scott. On the right is Justin Rose. And if we watch Adam Scott, he's our two-post golfer. And what that means is he's going to physically shift into his right hip. So his right hip moves into the edge of the box there. So there's really no gap, and the gap comes from this side. Now on the downswing, the left hip is going to shift back over the left heel. Notice there hasn't been any rotation yet. That's a key. Too many amateur golfers will rotate too early in the downswing and the club comes over the top. So it's really starting from the ground up. So if you look at his right foot's kind of pushing towards his left, and his weight got left really from the ground, not from the upper body. And then from there, that creates a good lag with the club, and we're going to see what a perfect impact would be. Just as the ball's leaving, the left arm, shaft, and left leg all match up. So Justin Rose on the right here is what we're going to call a center pivot golfer. So if you focus on his belt buckle, it really doesn't move. So he rotates very centered in his swing. So there's a tiny gap here, there's a tiny gap there, and then from there he's going to make a similar downswing move again, where it's going to start by pushing from the ground. So the right foot shifts towards the left, and again no rotation, so his chest is still facing back, his hips are still facing back, but he got to his left side, and again that allows the club to lag, and then now rotation imparts, and then we get into that really good impact position again. So if I back that up one frame, that's pretty close to the same there. Alright, and then the third player I'm going to show you, and just for fun I'm going to show you two, Martin Kaymer, who was #1 in the world for a little while, and after he got to #1, people told him he couldn't do some of the stuff he was doing. Go figure. And Martin Kaymer, which isn't traditionally taught here, is more of a one-post golfer, so as he pivots more onto his left hip. So the gap all comes from the right side there. Now the big key to this is players will always say, oh, that's reversed. That's absolutely not reversed, because his spine is still to the right. So his weight, he still has a lot of ground force pressure on that right foot, which he can push off, which is a totally fine thing for someone who has maybe a tight right hip or more bone mass on the left side, where they anchor their swing better to the left. There's many reasons why players can do this, and some of the great players of late and old have utilized this action. And you watch, he still kind of makes that same downswing move, so he just doesn't have to shift as far as, say, Adam Scott does, who's all the way over into his right hip. But these guys are going to look pretty close to the same, all from this position and at impact, which is most important. And creating a good sequence from the ground up is what really allows that club to lag and get into that impact position that we hear us instructors talk about so often. So again, the key here to take away from this, and before we wrap this up, I want to show you, one more. Again, here's Ben Hogan. You look at the top of his swing here, and look at how much gap there is away from that. So he would be considered more of a one-post golfer as well. And then look at the lag he creates. So again, a good shift with the lower body, a lot of lag, and he's going to be into a wonderful impact position. We obviously know he was a great ball striker. So the key to all these players, and there's a screen that we do, that I do, to show you, what best lower body action is best for you, and where you're more anchored and more stable in your swing. But the key is to have a good sequence on the downswing, and what we can learn from all these guys is to not rotate too fast. So when we say that it starts from the lower body, what that means is it more starts from, a shift from here to here. So The chest stays back, the arms come down, and the weight shifts left before anything rotates through. So I'm going to show another video shortly on different swing planes, and we're going to really go through different ways that golfers are different and how to find your strengths. And again, I encourage you to not buy into any method and just to learn what's best for you. And again, thank you for watching. My name is Kyle Aldrink. Information's on the screen, and I hope you enjoyed the video.